Hello everybody and welcome once again to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny and tonight I'm going to be talking to you and giving you my thoughts on the Superman Call to Action premium format figure by Sideshow Collectibles. This has been out for a long time and I think this statue is criminally underrated. They made 2,500 of these and they're now on sale. Well, they were on sale yesterday. I bought this on a whim about 6 months ago. It was a good deal, so I picked it up, and I do not regret this. This is an amazing statue, one that I think is really underrated, as I said earlier. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to review it and tell you why I think it's so good. There's really no negatives about this statue, at least none that come to mind with me. So let's start as usual on the base and work our way up. So what we have here is basically a Metropolis base. So you have a man cover with the Metropolis on it, painted very nicely like a dark bronze. Nice detail, good textures. Look at the sculpt on this. It looks really good. And then it's obviously black top on it. Superman himself is creating a splash of water. I like how that splash is kind of dirty. It's not all clean. And I think the splash serves two purposes. I think it's to add a little bit of flair to the statue and also to add stability because it keys in right there. And I think that splash helps to keep him in place. It's a very stable statue for something that's as dynamic as it is. So the sub base, just a plain black sub base, right? Nothing particularly special. You have brick and mortar right here, painted nicely, sculpted well. There's some different colors in there. You have some damage on the bricks, and you see the gray mortar throughout. And then the black top looks good. Look at all the cracks on it. Nicely painted. It's like a faded black. Again, more cracks, different shadows and textures in it. And the base creates the Superman symbol, which I think is really, really, really cool. So nice base. It's understated, very small and compact, but it more than gets the job done. It looks elegant and looks really good. And I think it complements the rest of the statue. Now, the shoes. These are wingtips, and they are some of the best sculpted shoes you'll ever see. They're amazing. They look like leather shoes. Look at the shoelaces. They're very convincing. Really a high level of detail. Great sculpt and paint on these. They're unbelievable. Even the bottom soles of the shoes look great. And the guy who did the cut and sew on this, it's not focusing, but Hansen is sculpted in there. Look at that. Looks phenomenal. The socks are sculpted. They're like a gray, but they look great. They look actually like mixed media. This is a mixed media statue, which is probably why I kept some collectors away from it, but the mixed media elements on this thing are near perfect, right? So you have these obviously dress pants that he's got on. Very, very, very muscular thighs. He is Superman after all. Very muscular guy. Big calves. Look at the muscle. You can see it bulging through and coming through the pants. Pants are really, really, really nice. Again, the cut and sew elements of this. The fit is perfect. The fabric feels good. It's nice and soft to the touch. Mixed media belt, looks like leather. Look at the buckle. And then his upper torso, very muscular guy. A lot of good paint work to this. The shading is done immaculately. I think some people complain that it may be too much. To me, it doesn't matter. He is a superhero. I like the muscles being accentuated, so to me it looks good. Nice blues, and then the Superman symbol right in the center. Mine's painted well. I like the way the almost mustard yellow pops with the S symbol, and then you see where the cape is right there. That looks phenomenal. The shirt, the suit, everything fits perfect. Now this is posable, so you can pose it however you like. That tie is flying in the wind because he's running. That's posable. That's done really, really well. So this mostly came, obviously, his body, the base, and then his two hands are the ones you gotta assemble, and obviously the portrait. So this came with two portraits. There's only one version of the statue. There's a regular, a collector's. There's no exclusive. And then the other portrait is a without a fedora and the glasses. He's got a more determined, steely look to him. Everything's done really well. So the paintwork on the skin is great. The hair is done really, really nicely. You have that hint of blue, but look at the hair separation. Really looks phenomenal. You have that little curl right there. That's the Superman curl. Looks awesome. I think it's got a good expression on it. Very serious to it. A lot of great detail and paintwork. The skin tones are really good. You even have a little vein there that looks phenomenal, which is not on the other one. You have his Adam's apple. Once you switch them out, it basically just keys in there and there's no seam whatsoever. So this is the regular portrait, or the Clark Kent portrait with the fedora. It looks absolutely amazing. Those glasses look great. They sit right on there. You don't have to put them on. They're already on the portrait. But this has got more like an excited, if you will, smirk. You have that dimple on his chin. Everything's done really well. Sculpted great. The hair is unbelievable. The skin tones, like I mentioned, are great. It's painted very well. So all of the shading in different colors to make it a realistic tone. The hands have a ton of detail. You see the tendons right there. The good shading, right, to differentiate. It looks like real skin. Really nice. So when you assemble this, you have to put the suit into that hand. And that's a little bit of a chore, but it's not too bad. And then once it's in there, it stays there. It looks very, very realistic. And then also the same thing. You got to tuck the right side of the suit into this hand. Look at the little work on that. The nails are really nicely painted and sculpted. Paint and sculpt on this is an absolute home run. They took a lot of care into this particular statue. Now, it's not a huge statue, but it does have, it stands out because of the cut and sew elements, that beautiful, very dynamic pose. It's such an iconic moment, right? Call to action. Superman's being called to action. He needs to respond. It's easily one of the best executed statues in my collection, but it is kind of a small statue, and Superman for me isn't like one of my favorites. He is like a must-have if you're collecting DC or Justice, right? And I have two of them. I have two Superman statues. The last premium format by Sideshow, which I think is awesome, and this one, which I think, for me, I bought this on a whim, and now I can't seem to let it go because I like it that much. I think the cut and sew elements are great. The base is good. It tells a story. And that classic Clark Kent Superman look, you just can't beat. Again, great detail throughout. Mixed media elements are a home run. I think it was like a love project or a passion project for these guys at Sideshow. And I think they did a great job on this. If you get a chance to get this, it doesn't really command a lot of money in the aftermarket, so you can get it for a reasonable price. They still have them in stock at Sideshow. I would get it if you're a big Superman fan. If you do, I think you'll be happy. I am. I think this statue turned out really great, and I'm happy that I have it. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you own it, if you plan on getting it, if you like it, what you don't like about it. Till next time, take care.